Well, welcome back to the channel, everybody. This John Deere B is actually going to start going together today. I still got some cleaning, but I'm not going to video any of that. But we cleaned this oil pump yesterday. It was in excellent shape, and I didn't even think the camera was upstairs, and I put the gears and the cover on. But this is the gasket. This is John Deere's part number, and yeah, I had to go into my old stuff. I didn't have one over there because I probably used it before. And, well, as you can see, looks much better than it did. And this goes like so. I might have to go get a tool. No, I think it might go. No. You can't rotate it because of the shaft. I probably should have put it on before I put anything in. But I'll go get me a little tool with a 90 on it that I can run around under here. And that'll slide right on. Got this tool here. I made it out of a welding rod years ago. And it is for putting these John Deere screens on. If you can just get it up through the back side without harming nothing. Oop. It's always easier when you're not filming. And as you come around with it, you just kind of wiggle it right into place. There we go. I think it's down all the way. It is. All except for right here. Beautiful. Yeah, it's right down tight. Now we'll just screw that in. Actually, I'm just going to put a little bit of this on just to make it go in a little better. It doesn't need any sealing on it because it's in the crankcase. Much better. I will go get a wrench, tighten that up. I'll get a piece of wire. Beautiful. Soft copper. Most abundant wire I got in the shop.
Are you recording right now?
Yeah.
You added in all that stuff though, right?
Oh, yeah.
Just fuel filter? You'll need your buddy asking all the questions for you on this?
So do this oil pump screen. Yeah, get it up in the groove there. Make sure the back is in, and it is. And right there is tight. Cut off your tails, bend it over. You gotta make sure that that's in behind this housing. That's how she looks all together. Yeah. Okay. pretty much just got to go back where it's at. Just start a nut here and then we can rock it. Ready? Keep going right in. Just gotta keep. Yeah. Put the lock washers on. Nice having thread chased.
Yes.
Yeah, those don't even want to start. That's going to be sucked back a little more fully. Got 3 of these.
Did you just put the lock on, or are you putting the lock on?
Yeah, you got to find the other one there. It is.
There you go.
Somewhere's there. I'm going by Braille, so.
Yeah, that's all right. You're on. Oh, sorry.
That's all right.
I beat you to that one. That's your size.
I can't remember if it's an inch or inch and a 16th. But let me go get an inch, see if it'll work. No, inch and a 16th. Gotta get into big boys. We'll see if the 2 bottom ones will start. Those are the 2 back ones. I'll get the 2 front ones. That one started. That one there started. Now we just got to find where this one goes, right? That one went in quick. So it's all clean now. Jack's just putting the oil pump in. And as you can see, it looks quite a bit different. You can see down at the oil pump there. I just got to put in the oil lines that go from the oil pump to the front of the block, which I can see just barely. You probably can't see it, but it's right between the cylinders right there. That's kind of a booger to get in, but we'll get that stuff in a minute. And I didn't think, I was kind of in a hurry to get that block on. We had the gasket all shellacked up and everything ready to go. And I forgot all about putting the oil pump in first. It would have been so much easier. We could have done all the hydraulic lines, or oil lines, I should say, 4 times easier. But we can still do it this way because I've done it many times. Just have to do it by Braille. So anyway, I'm going to finish getting the oil lines on. And we're going to go and actually fill this full of oil. We're going to crank it over till we get oil coming out of the rod journals. That way it will flush anything in the system out that's in it with fresh oil. And then we'll go ahead and put the pistons to it. So we're coming along. I'll bring her along when we do that. Hello everybody, John Deere will teach you patience, if nothing else. We're going on to 2.5 hours trying to get this little line, which is from the oil pump to the rocker covers. And it's the one that I bent. Now we've had it on one side and the other side we couldn't get the nut on. We've had the other side on, couldn't get the other nut on. And we just went and moved the nut, just the ferrule at the very end a little bit. We think we're gonna get it, but we've been, well, since 12:30 and it's 2:45. So yeah, it's been 2 hours, 15 minutes we've been on it, and we're just starting to get things, and we had to take out some of the, this line here was in the way. So, but we're gaining. We finally can get our hands in once we get rid of that. We should have done that earlier. But anyway, we'll put the camera in there in a minute. Did you get it, Jack?
Yep, a little bit. I got it.
So,
A little bit better.
you got to be a contortionist to get in here. Let me have his light real quick and I'll show what we're doing. I'll try to anyway. So that little silver line right there, that is not attached to anything on the bottom, right on top of the oil pump, that's the beast we're after. So all he's got to do is swing that over now and drop it on. The top is hooked, but it is a son of a gun to get that in there. So once we do that, we'll be styling. We'll be ready to put the rest of the oil system together and put the rods in. But before that, let's see if we can hang a few rods. Top up top. Boy, that's tough when you get oil on it. Here we go. An interesting thing about these locks, I like to make the habit of keeping them on the bottom.
The locks?
Yep. And so if you have a high revving engine, which this is not, and you put them this way, just the inertia will make these clips come loose. But if you put them this way, they don't. So anyway, I put them all that way, even on a John Deere. Just something I've always done. So, ready for the rings, and I will do the next one, then I'll go put some rings on. So it's the next day, me and Jack are here working again. We were over 4 hours getting the hydraulic line straightened out in this, but we've just charged the crankcase with some oil, and you can see the oil coming off the rod journals. Hopefully you can see that. If you take this bolt out, you see there's pretty good pressure there. So the system is primed, new oil filter, and we've flushed the crank to make sure there's nothing going to get in between the bearings and the crank when we start. He's down here holding that. I guess the pressure's gone. So yeah, it's time to start assembling. Okay. Get our stuff out here. See if we can get that, just push that in a little in the middle. And probably right there. Okay. Now, what do I do with the key?
Right here.
Right there. I got a cut there in my hand. It lines right up with that. Ah, yeah. Now, let's get the crank back. It's lined up pretty good. There we go. See what we can do. Nothing to it. Let me try to push easy. More?
Nope, you're good. We're on.
Yeah, the bearings where it belongs. Good. We did put the numbers up. Perfect. Now where's the cap at for that one? We already got it over here. We made these washers to make up for the shim packs that we took out. And we also ground some off the cap and stuff, so that way the nuts end up in the same spot. Okay, loosen that up a little bit. We'll just tap that slightly. Make sure that stuff is lined up. Gotta go get the torque wrench. See if it'll turn over. It does. See if we have any side-to-side motion. There ain't much. Pushes tight that way, but it does move. Probably 2 or 3 thousandths. A little tighter than I'd like, but yeah, should be all right. Well, there's no slop in her anyway. So the torque spec's around 60. I'm going to go to about 55. And then we'll see where the cotter pins need to go. Which I'm going to have to go just a skosh more on that one. Or it might be just lined up. You never know. That's got to go, I think, just a little more. So all rod nuts are torqued and cotter pinned. This is the way I like to do them. I don't like any slop. So this stuff is all tight, doesn't wiggle. And to watch that oil pipe, we've got oil pressure. That's running oil up over the top. So it's also producing out of the bottom. We're also leaking up here. So we got oil everywhere, which is what we want. So we will go ahead and put the studs in. I'm going to walk them in with sealer. Probably won't show that, but anyway, bring you back in a little bit when we're getting ready to put the head on. Okay, we're ready for the head. On the metal side, I put a little copper coat on it. Don't need it, but I did. Studs are all sealed with thread sealer. Got them all put in. Longest one goes here in the middle. Got to make sure you don't frig that up. And this is ready to put the head on. Set it right down, then we'll kind of pick it up and move it ahead. Okay, are we ready?
Glasses.
Glasses.
Now we're ready.
Come on. Who's ahead? You, I guess. I don't know. We can start that one right there and just walk it in.
One over the
Yep. Yeah. There she goes. Funny, I ran taps through the nuts, but I didn't, tap, but I didn't run a die over these. But they're not going bad.
You got washers?
There's a couple washers got to go on all of them. We'll take them off if you want. There is a right and a wrong. And if you want to know what we're talking about, you can see with this machine nice and round, that is actually the maintenance surface. This end here has just been crowned for looks. So this here always goes towards the head of the washer. Well, the battery went dead on the first torque, so, but anyway. That's 95. Yeah, everything looks nice. We're going to put the push rods to it.
I'm just trying to see where it locks against the, sits against the...
Okay, we're going to try. Got the camera in an awkward place from where I want it to be, but we will try to see if we can't grind these and video it at the same time. A little bit of dirt, but not bad. Beautiful. I already did one. Do the first one off camera and then you do all your adjusting then. And anybody that has a valve grinder, all you need to do is make 2 cones. And yeah, put it between it, adjust it so that it'll just stay in there, and you're good to go. So I didn't torque none of this stuff. I just got it hand tight because we're going to have to take it off and retorque the head, which will change all these values. But so, all we got to do is hold that. Feels pretty good. Not going to be real, whoop. Not supposed to move that one. Not going to be real critical. Might be a skosh loose, but that's all right. We're just going to need to run it long enough to get it warmed up. There we go. Right there is good. Beautiful. I will put the next one on to compression. Which is right there. Now we should be able to do those. Pretty simple. Now the only thing we have to do is tighten up this oiler here. Wow, I can't believe that started first try. As much trouble as we've had on all the other stuff. Anyway, I'll bring it back in a little while when we get stuff. We'll get this down, these two screws tightened. Well, this is another day of work. We started out, we changed the oil filter, which was pretty bad. The housing was filthy. We installed the piston rings, put the rods, torqued them, pinned them. We put the head on, torqued it, rebuilt the rocker arms, put the manifold on. Yeah, we turned it over long enough to get our oil pressure up. So we're in a pretty good state today. Still got to put the governor fan shaft on. We've got to put on, the rocker cover, carburetor, exhaust. Do all that stuff. We'll do that tomorrow. By tomorrow night, everything that takes time really has been done. Yeah, pretty simple. But we will be doing some wire brushing here. Takes a little bit of time. Get that crunge off, that rust and stuff. There's a lot of shit on there. So this is the stuff that takes time. When we get ready to do stuff like that, I won't do that until I get this covered up with something, washcloth, a towel or something. I got to get that hose off there. We're going to replace all the hoses. I got a whole stick right there. So we're in pretty good shape. I chose to use that metal original gasket that came from 1949. This is the modern one. So we'll throw that over here with the rest of our gaskets. And yeah, that's going to be it for today. So hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you on the next one.